the last time I was in the Oval Office, and I had shared the fact that who I believe to be the greatest mayor in New York City history, Fiorello LaGuardia, so much of his success was tied to his partnership with the federal government and how that could continue to be a model in the years to come. And so in working with my team, we sought to answer the question of what could it look like to bring that kind of partnership back to New York City at a scale that's needed to address this crisis. And so
Before this press conference even begins, it's important to understand the political backdrop. A major city mayor describing a meeting with President Donald Trump as productive carries weight, especially in a climate where federal-local cooperation can be politically sensitive. At stake here isn't just a policy discussion, but the question of how cities navigate partisan divides to secure funding and support. Tonight, we break down what was said and what it could mean for New York City's housing future.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much to all of our speakers. We're going to take some questions now. Let's please try to keep it to one question if possible, and we have a microphone right here from Audra. So we're going to start with NJ at Channel 7.
Thank you. Mayor, welcome back.
Thank
you. You described your meeting with President Trump as productive. In what sense was it productive? And I also want to ask you whether naming the finished product actually came up.
It was a productive meeting in the sense that after our first meeting in the Oval Office, one of the topics of conversation that we focused on was housing. Housing, not only because it was the foremost and continues to be the foremost crisis in New York City, but also because it's a place of immense interest in this moment across the political spectrum. And I knew that leaving that meeting, it was my responsibility to return with tangible proposals for what a partnership could look like in building exactly that in New York City. I stood with the president looking at a portrait of FDR the last time I was in the Oval Office, and I had shared the fact that who I believe to be the greatest mayor in New York City history, Fiorello LaGuardia, so much of his success was tied to his partnership with the federal government and how that could continue to be a model in the years to come. And so in working with my team, we sought to answer the question of what could it look like to bring that kind of partnership back to New York City at a scale that's needed to address this crisis. And so we put forward a proposal to build more housing in a single project than the city has seen since 1973. More housing than you would get combining Hudson Yards and Battery Park City together. And not just housing, but also parks, also childcare, also hospitals, an entire new neighborhood. And I was heartened by the fact that the president was interested in this proposal, and I anticipate it will be the subject of conversations to continue.
The mayor's reference to Franklin D. Roosevelt is deliberate. FDR's legacy is closely associated with expansive federal investment, particularly during the New Deal era, which reshaped infrastructure and housing nationwide. By invoking that history, the mayor is framing this proposal not simply as a development project, but as a revival of large-scale federal-city collaboration. The comparison to Hudson Yards and Battery Park City is also significant. Those projects dramatically altered Manhattan's skyline and economy. But ambitious scale raises practical questions. How would such a project be financed? Would it include deeply affordable housing or primarily market-rate units? And in today's polarized political environment, how sustainable is a partnership that depends on alignment between City Hall and the White House? These are the details that ultimately determine whether bold rhetoric becomes lasting policy. What we're hearing here is more than a recap of a meeting. It's a signal about strategy. The mayor is positioning housing not only as New York City's most urgent crisis, but as common ground in a divided political landscape. By emphasizing scale, federal partnership, and historical precedent, he's attempting to frame this proposal as transformational rather than incremental. Still, large developments come with trade-offs, funding challenges, zoning debates, community impact, and long-term affordability concerns. Whether this vision becomes reality will depend on negotiations, transparency, and public support. What do you think? Is this the kind of federal-local partnership cities need right now? Or should housing solutions stay closer to home? Share your perspective in the comments. And if you value balanced, fact-based breakdowns of the political stories shaping our communities, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who want informed analysis without the noise.